Welcome back to Whatever Garage. In this episode, we're going to take apart the 81 Corvette engine and find out what's wrong with it. Let's get started. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is remove the oil pan so we can see if there's anything in the bottom of it. Where'd the other one go? Here it is. Now, let's turn this, see if there's any more to drain out of it. That's just everything that was on top, nothing special. Like I said, we're just going to take a quick look at it today because it's already getting a little bit late today. My wife should be home soon from work. And I pretty much done. Does that have to, no, this comes off before that, right? Yeah. Told you. Please be something obvious. Uh-oh. Nope. I thought I saw something down there. Good news is I don't see any metal, whether it be chunks or other. Wait a minute, what is that? Alright, we can get a magnet. Thought I saw maybe slivers in there, but nothing big. Did it catch anything? No. That one little granule is about the only thing I felt. Alright, well then, next step will be to take the timing cover off. I don't really see anything unless... I didn't think they were supposed to move like that. But maybe they are. Oh! Look at that! I did not see that before. That's a bad motor mount, wouldn't you say? I can't remember right off the top of my head, but one of y'all told me to check it, and I looked, and I did not see this. Completely separated from the base part. Look at that. Well, that's why I should have listened to y'all. Okay, that one's bad. We'll check the other one. The other one feels solid. Alright, it's the next day. I've already been out here playing, and by playing I mean investigating. Now, I was playing around with putting it at top dead center and checking the number one cylinder. I think I found some debris in there. Looks like some metal piece that might have been ricocheting around. Could have been our sound we heard. But the other thing is, I was trying to determine if everything lined up. I.e., if the dots lined up on the timing cover or on the timing gears, and if the timing marks lined up with the timing tab. Because I'd read somewhere that some guy talked about how these aftermarkets don't exactly line up with zero, and well, they don't. I did this and mine lines up, and it is, excuse me, let me get it correct here. It is 4 degrees off, okay? It says I am before 4 degrees of zero, okay? So we know that's off. Now here's the other thing. I was looking at the valves in here And when these dots, there's a dot here and a dot on the bottom gear, and they're supposed to line up together to be timed right, correct? Well, when they're together, both the valves are slightly opened. So I crank it around, and the dots are completely opposite of one another. Well, the bottom one's up and this one's up here, and that's where I have it timed to, and the valves are closed and it's all the way up. But by this, that means it would be completely 180 out, correct? So I need to be back around, but yet my valves aren't closing all the way. So explain that to me. Am I looking at this wrong, or, and let me just pop this off real quick. I'm talking about this dot here, and this dot here should be down here for it to be top dead center, correct? For them to be lined up. But the way I have it now and timed, it is 180 out, but yet the valves are closed. The other way, when they're lined up, the valves are both partially open. I wish I could show you, but my good camera doesn't take video anymore. Let me see if I can't get a picture of it. Hold on. All right, I got the camera mounted. Now let me show you. This is currently how it is, what I consider to be 180 out. This is going to be difficult to do, all right? Going in, that's the exhaust valve, and just to its side, it's hard to see. I'm trying to get some light on it. There. See that valve? They are closed completely, all right? Now we're going to rotate her over until those dots line up, and then I'm going to show you these valves, okay? Hold on. All right, let's see if you can see this. All right, see, I've got them lined up now. I'm going to stick you right up here. Grab the camera. Get you so you can see. Hopefully this goes right in. Okay, there's that one. Okay, that one's closed, but see, look, that one's partially open. All right. What is the deal? Okay, before they were both, maybe I just didn't have it lined up correctly. But now I do, and one of them's partially open. Hold on a second. Let's go back and look at it again. All right, exhaust is closed. All right, maybe that's just I don't have it lined up right. But if you look, it's 180 out. So, but she wouldn't have, I don't think she would have run as well as she did 180 out. She wouldn't have been starting like that. I don't think. Alright, I finished breaking her down all the way. I have found nothing major or outstanding, I could say. Here we have a couple of little dings in the cylinder head, like where something small may have pinged around. But I don't know if it was like that beforehand. And then over here is the metal I saw. Got a little piece of metal right here. See that? Oh, wait a minute. See that? That was right there. And that was inside the cylinder. That was before I took the head off. Okay, and then a little more debris down here. And you can see where it was pinging around. Not for very long, because remember, like I said, I shut the, once the car started making noise, I got it home and shut it down. But then you look back over here, and you can see something was definitely pinging around in there. Not to mention she's got a oil seal leak on this cylinder that I need to fix. This one and the first one's starting to leak, so we're going to replace all the oil seals on here, the valve seals, while I'm at it. But that was the only things I saw on here. So you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we were 180 out. I'm thinking we were 180 out. I can't believe it ran as well as it did for 180 out. That doesn't make any sense. And then here are the cylinders, or the cylinder heads, and they're aluminum. They're off of I think he said an 80s Corvette. And other than being extremely rich, I don't really see any damaged valves. But we're gonna take them all off, or out, since I gotta redo the seals anyway. And this is off of the, see, that was the rear cylinder, the other one that was chinged up. You can tell something was beating around in there. This is cylinder number 1, the one I was so concerned with. And you can see where it was, got a couple little things in there, here and there, but they're closed. These are closed. I don't know, guys. You tell me. It's sort of befuddling. There's nothing that really stands out majorly other than the 180 out. So she's gonna have to get cleaned up really well this time and be put back together almost like in a damn sterile environment so we can make sure nothing goes wrong. So let me get online and start ordering. Actually, I need to take one of these apart and measure first because I have ordered the wrong valve seals before. I want to make sure we get the right ones this time. Real quick, I want to pop one of these off. This is so much easier to do when it's on the car. I forgot about that. When it's on the block. I probably should have waited. Oh, where's my magnet? I need my assistant in here. Where is she? Oh, that's right. She's out getting her hair done with her mother. All right, let me put it back on the car real quick. All right, so I put this one head back on just so I can pop this off. Doesn't make any sense because this one's right up top. Oh, we shall do it anyway. There we go. Worked that time. Did I do these seals? It looks like I did these seals. Well, these look like the ones I put in. But I thought I did those on the other motor, not on this. It's got writing on the top of it, but you know, you expect me to read it. You're sadly mistaken. I can't see that small. All right, some of our parts just got here. Let's see what we got. That's the only thing. Alright, this just came in. This should be my complete gasket set. I ordered it ahead of time, and I'm hoping I ordered the right one. I also need to compare the rear main seal to see if it's the one that's for this. Oh wow. Let's see. They even send RTV with it. Valve covers, gaskets, which I'm not sure if these are for these. They're not. Got headers. Okay, these exhaust manifold gaskets suck. That's what we had on there before, and they broke off like crap. All right. All right, new intake manifold. That's what I need. Let's see, what else have we got here that I may need? Not what I was wanting. All right, we have a 2-piece rear main, and there's supposed to be a 1-piece in here also. But guess what I don't see? A 1-piece rear main. It was supposed to be a dual set. Alright, I do have in the background, I do have the timing cover gasket, header gasket, or head gasket. Is that the front seal? I think that's the front seal. And I've got all the little seals. Well, you get what you pay for. It was dirt cheap. Alright guys, it's the next day. I did a little bit of research last night online, looking up a few things, and I think we've come to the conclusion, and by we I mean me, that the entire problem was she was 180 out. Okay, because I got both opinions when I looked at it. Some people said, no, your car won't even start if it's 180 out. Some others said, yes, it'll run, or it'll idle, but it'll sound like shit under load, which is pretty much what happened to us. Doesn't explain the metal pieces in the #1 cylinder, but who knows. So I'm gonna go with that conclusion, because nothing else I've looked at have I figured out why she would have been acting the way she was, other than we know she was 180 out. So we will get her back to top dead center. I'm still gonna do the valve seals, because if I did these, then that means I did a shitty job, because 2 of them are leaking already on this side. I haven't even looked at the other side. So we'll replace the valve seals, so I'll go ahead and finish that today. Taking it apart, I got my little divider box over there to keep them all separate. And then she's gonna get a tremendous cleaning, okay? She deserves it. And by cleaning, I mean I'm gonna strip this completely down. We're gonna replace all the freeze plugs or expansion plugs, and forgive me, but I forgot what y'all called them before. That's what I've always called them, so that's just what comes to my brain. Anyway, we're gonna replace all of those, because if you remember when we first got this motor started, she was leaking from the one behind the starter. And there's one behind both motor mounts, and since we're replacing motor mounts, we might as well just go ahead and replace all of them while we have access to them, okay? What else are we gonna do? We're gonna paint her. We're gonna paint her a different color. No, we're not gonna go with the blue, since everybody says it's Pontiac blue. It's close, but it's not. We're going with a different color, and I'll surprise you with that. I gotta take a few more brackets off. I gotta take off the fuel pump, the starter, just a few more things. So I'll put you on fast forward while I play around and do that. All right, I forgot to show me taking it apart, but this is behind where the motor mount would be, and see it's all rusted around here. So I just want to go ahead and replace these guys because they're older. I mean, they don't have many miles on them, but they've been sitting out a long time. These were the motor mounts. One side was good, the other side was not. See, completely torn off. This one actually is good, but I'm replacing both of them. So these guys can go in my scrap pile. Actually, let's keep that one. I looked over here and I had one brand new one. Can you imagine that? Just one. Don't know what it went to. Slightly different than this one. Same width. And then I had this one. I think that was off my race car. All right, take two. I had music playing in the background in the last video. Here are all the accessories. I just finished cleaning, sanding. That's been spray painted already. This needs to be spray painted. Come over here. We have the engine still needs to be cleaned and that needs to be cleaned. I have a question for you though. I'm repainting the engine, obviously, oil pan. I'm thinking about doing the intake because no matter what I do to get it clean, it looks dirty. But your heads, I've painted iron heads before, but I haven't done aluminum. What do y'all think about painting aluminum heads? I'm going around with it. They don't look great aluminum wise, so I'm thinking about painting them so everything looks the same. That's just my thought. Y'all let me know what you think. Of course, by the time you let me know, I'll already have done it. All right, we started the cleanup. She was quite dirty. Then we got to the painting. Hope you're enjoying it so far. I like the color. There you go. All of these need to be flipped over. Those are done. This is done. Just did the final coat. All right, it's the next day. I'm still cleaning. I want to replace the freeze plugs, like I said. Last night when I was out at dinner, my wife and I had a discussion. And out of that discussion, I ended up getting a new intake for this. So it'll be here Wednesday. It's a better performance intake, even after I took the time to paint the old one. But this will get a new intake. I thought that was cool. But let's get back to cleaning. One of the things we talked about was, I'm going to keep calling them that because that's all I know, is the expansion plugs or freeze plugs. I replaced this one before because it was leaking, had a pinhole leak in it, you wouldn't have known. So these other ones are off colored, obviously put in the same time, so we're going to go ahead and replace them, okay? You son of a biscuit. Didn't mean to knock it in. There we go. This one doesn't look bad, but you never know, right? All right, so first things first, get a new piece of sandpaper. And what are you doing?
No.
Oh. It's just a very thin Pop-Tart. Normally I put it on the actual plug, but I think this time I'm just going to put it on the inside around the area I sanded. Now, what do y'all use to knock them in? Do y'all use a socket? Do y'all use those things you use for the bearings? What do y'all use? Just curious. I'm gonna use a socket, I think. Not really. I think that'll work. I'm just gonna do a little tappity tap tap. Just wanna make sure I don't push it all the way through, so I'm being careful. Maybe a little too careful. Well, let's get that bearing thing.
Are you recycling today?
Pop that in there. Little hammer. Hey, give it back. Not completely. Let's try flush. Yeah, you can tell the difference in the sound there, couldn't you? Alright, she is in flush. Actually looks pretty good. A little bit better than this one. I'm not hitting that one again because the sealant in there would have sealed. If I hit it now, it'll tear up the sealant and possibly leak. My thought process behind it. Let's flip it over and do the other two. Whatever works for you. There's no set way on how to do this. Okay? I try not to punch them into the motor. Okay? I've heard, mind you, now I don't do it, never have done it, but I've heard of people doing it, knocking them in and leaving them. To me, that is really half-assed. But if that's what you want to do, that's you, baby. There. That one rests up against the back cylinder, so you got to be careful pushing it. Get you a good set of pliers. Just pull. Just like that. Now, none of these appear to be bad. But like I said before, they were put in the same time the bad one was, so we're not taking a chance. He's good. All right. Figure out what the hell I'm doing here. I took the old rubber gasket off and I used silicone on it last time and it's not coming off. So I think out of an abundance for caution, I'm going to order another one. They say they're reusable, but that's if you don't use silicone on them. So there's that. If it stays, it stays. If it don't, it don't. That's about my professional opinion. Am I still filming this shit? I'm sorry, guys. Finished taping it off as best as I can. We're now going to start. All right, let's try that again. Camera died right when I said let's paint it. Hopefully I got it clean enough. We'll find out. All right, not bad for a first coat. Just wait a few minutes. All right, there we have it. Hard to see in this light, but trust me, it looks good. Don't mind the oil pan. I still need to sand the oil pan down and paint it. It was just there to prevent the crankshaft from getting painted. See? Beautiful. Come over here. Everything over here is now painted completely. So it should look great once it gets put back together. All the parts are coming in today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Tuesday. No, today, tomorrow, Tuesday. Yeah. And then we should have everything we need to put the car back together, or the motor back together. And then I need to jump in here and scrub and paint. Make it look a lot better. All right, we're going to shift gears for a minute and work on the engine bay. It's not the worst I've seen, but we got a little bit of rust down here, paint flaking. Back here is sort of grimy looking. And if you see here, these are all the wires that were left over from the original harness, from the original motor, and they go nowhere, so we need to get rid of them, move them. Same thing with all of these, okay? We need to do something to make it look better. And then, when we're done making it look pretty, we need to do something functional and get down here and replace the seal on the transmission. All right? The smart man would do that first, but I never claimed to be a smart man. Okay, this is what I'm referring to. This goes back to the transmission. We can probably zip tie her back here a little bit better, get it out of the way. This one goes to nothing, never has. So that was part of the old engine stuff. So I just tuck it out of the way for now. Because I mean, they go into the same harness that goes into this one that goes back into the car. So I don't really want to snip anything out. This is the oil sender. This is to the distributor. Vacuum, obviously. Accelerator. So all these got to stay. So I'm not going to be able to clean this up as well as I wanted to. Where's this one coming from? This one comes from this wiring harness, which also has another connector on it that goes to nowhere. Oops. But I would like to zip tie this back to maybe there. Get it back into here, probably where it's supposed to go. Let's see. Is there room for this back in here? That's a big possibility. Everybody in there. Yep. She was meant to be there. All right. And then what we'll do is we'll disconnect it from this vacuum hose that I have and reroute it somewhere. Reroute it back up here. I'm just sort of babbling now. I don't know if you can see these. Here. These are all the wires I was talking about, which were part of the original harness and have no home now and haven't had for a while. This, I believe, goes to the wipers, or no, they're grounds. I want to, wait a minute. Where's this one? Oh, that is choke. This is my choke. Okay. I need to look that up on the other car. The other car doesn't have choke. I need to find out where that one is. But all of these need to go back through the firewall and get terminated better. But the only problem is that's going to be right behind the HVAC. That's probably why they cut them off there. But we're going to do a better job so they're not just sitting there all exposed looking like crap. I haven't even tested, well, the battery's not connected right now, so I can't test them to see if any of these are live. Wouldn't that be fun? Goes where? Right here? That goes to here. I would have to take this off to get to that, which I think I will do. All right, now we know this one works, so we're gonna be careful with it, but we're gonna clean her up. Let's maybe polish that a little bit, make it look a little better. This is what I wanted. To find out where all these damn things went. And what they do is they wrap back around and go in this grommet, okay? Now, this is just tape. Someone's redone this. So, what we can do is unfoobar this, because these can all connect to this and tuck under and out of the way. And that's the final product. Alright, the wires you still see hanging actually go to individual items. I'll clean them up with some Windex to make them not so dingy looking. But other than that, that is it, baby. This is the area I'm referring to first. We're going to tackle that. But while we're doing that, wait a minute, I'm leaking here. We need to avoid brake lines, and brake line. Alright, and the power steering unit, which is still full. I didn't disconnect it because I didn't want to. So we'll just keep her out of the way for right now and make sure we don't drop it. Okay? Oh, and transmission lines. Avoid transmission lines. I really want to get the braided transmission lines. Yes, I know I hate braided hoses, but for protection, I want to get the braided transmission lines so I can route them differently. Now I'm going to shut up and get to work. You know, I took yesterday off because I thought it was too cold, and then I come out here today and it's even colder. So, I'm suffering just for you guys, but I do want to show you something. This is the whole reason we're out here today. My new stuff came in. The new intake is here. It's an air gap, and unfortunately, I think it might be too tall. We're going to take it out and measure it, just to make sure, see how much taller it is than the other one I had. Hopefully not too bad, but we'll see, because unfortunately in the directions, came with this, it says will not fit under stock Corvette hood. Great. Alright guys, you be the judge. It's not that much taller. If anything, I can probably get away with it using a smaller air intake or air filter, which I just luckily happen to have one coming today that I bought at an auction. So, I'm going with it. But first things first, it's the wrong color. Alright, a little brief interruption in working on the car and the engine. Apparently I'm addicted to online auctions. This is my newest acquisition. This is 2 weeks worth, okay, because there's one auction a week. So they combine shipping for me. But you wonder, why the hell would I be interested? Well, it's because it's car parts. They had some antique lights. This looks almost like, I mean, it sits on a little stanchion, almost like it would be on a, I don't know, older 30s, 40s car. They had two of them. The only problem is, they're not the same. Didn't pay attention to that. I was thinking these would be good, like little fog lights, or, you know, that one would be perfect for it. But this one's shaped differently. Alright. And they look differently. But I mean, this one's got some old Art Deco stuff. It says Unity. I don't know what that's off of. The lens says, is it this one? Let me see. The lens says Mazda. Mazda passing lamp. So I will have to look that up to find out what that came off of. If any of y'all know, let me know. Here, let me show you what the base looks like. See, there's the base. It's got that little Art Deco little thing on the top. But if you already know, let me know. I'm interested to see. This actually has like almost like it's a little handle, almost like it was a spotlight. Normally spotlights, you know, have a longer handle. But I think that would make a really good, this one says Unity also. It says Unity Manufacturing, Chicago, USA, model S6. I did not pay attention to that before. But this one's different than that little emblem on the top. Pretty cool though. I thought those were some good acquisitions. I'm gonna put them over here so I don't break them. And then I didn't care for these, but it came with it. A little set of mirrors. That might be good for the truck, depending on how you want to put them on. You know? Oh, that one seems to be stuck. It might be frozen because it is, I got the heat on, it's 30 degrees in here right now. It's not moving, it moved yesterday, so we will not mess with it. Let it cool off, or warm up. Doesn't need to cool off. But it actually came as a matching set. Yeah, this one doesn't move either. And they both moved the other day. Don't know what these came off of. Not sure if they'd actually work on the 56 truck because, you know, they're square and the truck's sort of, you know, roundy. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Put that there. Hopefully I don't roll over it. Let's make sure of that. What is this? Oh, these go with these. This is just a big old, a bunch of door handles off of all sorts of stuff. Some are matching, some aren't. These are trim pieces. I'm assuming these little things go with the trim pieces, or maybe not. But there's a whole bunch of them. Door rolling up things, which we need for the truck. It doesn't need to be period specific for the truck. This is a trim piece that went in something. Oh, and then a wiper switch. Well, it used to work. Oh, maybe it turns. Yeah, hello dummy. And it pushes. I'll get that piece in a minute. A glove box lock. No keys, but there's a lock for it. I guess that's a one-time use thing. And then 2 more door handles. This one's different. And then a bunch of these, which I believe are the tops to those stupid little tie down or lock like the hand screws for valve covers, but it doesn't come with the piece that this goes to. Either that or these are just caps to go over stuff to make them look cool. Not sure which. You guys let me know. There's a whole bunch of them in here. See? You let me know. I'm not familiar with it. Seen stuff like it, but I don't know exactly what. Okay, so that's that bag. Then I got a fuel pressure regulator, a Holley fuel pressure regulator, which we need for the Corvette. So it came with directions. Got to do a little reading to make sure this is going to be the right type I need. I'm not sure yet. Keep those directions together. And then the piece that's going to make it all worthwhile. With the new intake for the motor, it's slightly higher, so we might have a problem with clearance. So they just so happen to have this air cleaner, which I believe will be shorter than the one we already have. It'll work for now. Not my first choice, but if it's shorter and gives us clearance, it'll work. And it comes with all the pieces. Okay? So, I thought that was pretty cool. Not my first choice for an air cleaner, but not my last choice. Definitely better than factory. So, that was my haul. Hope you liked it. Alright guys, we have jumped around between motor, engine bay, parts, and we've gotten a good little bit of footage here, but more than what I want to put in one episode, because we're not done yet. I still have everything else to do to put it back together. But like this, I just cleaned this up for the fuel pump. I still need to put the valve covers back together, paint them, that sort of stuff. So I still need to do the transmission seal. So I think we're going to make a part 2. And I appreciate you watching so far. And for you guys who do comment on stuff you see as we go, I appreciate it. I believe Jan or Jan, however you say it, I may be wrong, you may have told me before, I have shit memory, about the air dam and that I'm missing a support for it. I thought I was, now you confirmed that I am. I wasn't positive, so appreciate that. And that was on video 2 videos ago, so I appreciate it. I'm running a little bit ahead right now because I'm trying to get ahead because vacation time's coming up and I don't want to not have anything while I'm gone. Vacation time's not coming up for a couple months, but I'm trying to stay ahead to get ready for it. See what I'm saying? So for those of y'all who comment, thank you. For those of y'all who've been watching, thank you. I appreciate it. Comments are always welcome. Any tips you have on motors, I definitely will appreciate. Remember, hobbyist, not a mechanic, but I know enough on how to take stuff apart. Oh, and the other thing I still want to do, I still haven't checked the torque specs or the torque on all of this stuff, so we're going to double check that before we put her back together. And I have a different distributor, a brand new one that's in that motor, that we're going to take out and put in this motor. Because that one's original to this purchase. It came with the car. It's a little bit rusty inside, so let's get rid of it, save it for another motor, and we'll put the brand new one in. Except we're going to use the black cap, not the red cap. So anyway, thanks for watching. Tune in next week, and I will do these back to back, the part 2s. I won't skip over it. So part 2 will be immediately following this one. So appreciate it. This is Scott, Whatever Garage, out.